Devo Mahagus Fatarov, welcome here once again, another week gone by. And this is your personal introduction to what's in the programme this week. This is the last week of April, second last week of April, and we're in the throes of lockdown with COVID-19 or the coronavirus. I said last week that I hadn't seen any new CDs for a while, and that's understandable because with the lockdown all over the world, launching a CD no more than having a concert is impossible. No sooner the word out of my mouth than 4 new CDs came in the door during the week, in the last 2 days. So they all feature on tonight's programme. The first one here is Agus Suntri Polo Coleman. He's a bit of a poet. He lives down in West Cork here, and he has this is kind of the second part of a project he has. He had another CD last year, which was Gol Agus Gantry, and this is the third part of it, Son 3. The 3 signs of music, the 3 stages of music are Gol Gantry, Gantry being good humour and fun, and Son 3 being sleep, and Gol, of course, loneliness. So it's a short 8 tracks, and it's kind of modern stuff. This very interesting CD arrived in. Now, from the north, from Ulster, Donegal pipers are the driving force behind it, and they are kind of paralleling what they've done with the fiddlers, which is a great movement that people like Rab Cherry started, I suppose 25 years ago, and they've done great work. So here they are tackling the pipers now, and they've rounded up all the pipers up north. It's a double album. There are 23 tracks altogether, and there's a huge list of pipers in it. Now, I don't know where you can get it online, but I supplied an address in the logs for this week's programme, and if you look, the name is Blah and the Finne. It's a very worthwhile project. Then, the old reliables, the Shaskin. This is a Cayley band that were formed in London 50 years ago, 1971 or 70 or 71, and this is their latest double album again, the Shaskin Live and Kicking is the name of it, and they, I suppose, personify this thing of a lot of which we had around here, people who emigrated to England and spent their lives working in England, and all those wonderful Irish centres and pubs that the Irish communities over there gathered around, and indeed we all have lots of friends in that life all the time. I think of Tony Corcoran over in Newcastle, and all the different people. So I'm delighted to see this coming out, the Shaskin, recorded up in the west of Ireland, I think in Leitrim or Sligo this time round, and of course a lot of the musicians would be resident in Ireland now. Then the 4th CD was the West Ocean String Quartet, and they are, I suppose you could say, Neil Martin's kind of group in a way. They've been there quite a while. This is the 3rd or 4th album from them, and it's very polished. They have a beautiful tone from the strings, which I remarked upon, and all the arrangements are well kind of done. There's 11 tracks in it, and I suppose it would be fair to say it's kind of Irish drawing room music. They'd be insulted with that maybe. I don't mean it as an insult. It's very easily listenable and so on. What used to be a new CD some years ago is Steve Cooney's Ainini. This is a band he started some years ago, and it has a kind of a blues element to it, modern kick to Irish traditional music. Of course, he has a new album out a couple of months ago, but there's a couple of tracks in this that I'm very fond of, and they're in tonight's programme. Paul Weo, a Breton from Brittany, and very proud Breton. He is a kind of a flag bearer for their tradition, and also very aware of modern music and trends and so on, and it's always great to see him bringing out CDs. This came out some years ago, and I always dip into it now and again. Paul Weo. Down from Belfast Harbour is a CD that was published, I suppose, a good while ago now. It was, I see here it was 2005 or 6. And it was Cloyer Chunach that published it. It was Chris Droney, down from Bell Harbour is the name of it. Chris Droney is a concertina player from Clare, and he, in spite of a wonderful long life, he's still very active and still playing, and he won lots of awards and so on, and I think the CD probably came out in parallel to one of those occasions. So he features on tonight's programme. He has a very musical family, 2 generations. This is Deirdre Granville's Imram CD. She's from Kerry, and she's a nice piece in the harp, and she plays a song that her grandmother or granddad used to sing from the Glaskets. Very pleasant music. This is one of my local heroes, Sean Lehan, Johnny Lehan, or Johnny Carney as we know him because of his father and grandfather and so on. One of the best singers we have. This is a double album. There's 2 songs of his in tonight's programme, and he hasn't finished recording, that's for sure. Another man with a double album, Junior Crean. He's buried up in Mullach. He died some years ago. He's a very musical family also, but he composed a lot of tunes. The Mist-Covered Mountain and lots of tunes that will be well known now. But the best thing about him was he was great crack. I've known him since 1970 or 71, and many's the little toishin we've had together in nice quiet voices and quiet places and playing tunes also. A different world, himself and Bobby Casey, and squired by Eamon McGivney and people like that, Marisha Rohan. Another singer I have tonight is from the Waterford Gaeltacht, Annie Ichalig. She's a great singer. She has some lovely tracks where she recorded things like clarinets and mixtures like that accompany her and so on. And this tonight I'm just using a track with harp and another track where she's on her own playing solo, but she's a great singer. And then back to London again, the London Lasses, an old CD of theirs, Track Across the Deep, and I have a piece of that of theirs finishing the programme and halfway through it as well. One of the things that's in the programme tonight is I went out yesterday and I've managed to record the cuckoo, because lots of people don't get to hear the cuckoo anymore, and she was banging away outside in the yard there, so I recorded her, and she's to be heard about 5 minutes into the programme. I do that every year. The other thing to say is that this year I think I mentioned last week that if the cuckoo sings in a tree without leaf, it's a bad sign of the summer to come. And I heard her yesterday and the day before, and the leaves are not open yet, so I don't know whether to cut turf or not, lockdown or no. And April is proving to be very dry, like I kind of thought it might from the way the frogs spawned in early February. So I don't know what kind of a year it is. It's a wonderful weather at the moment, but I don't know what's going to come along. I wouldn't be betting my house on having a wonderful, suitable year for drying turf anyway. That being said, the loss of traffic due to the lockdown, the COVID-19, is wonderful because the pollution caused by diesel is lessened a lot, and we see a lot of insects flying around, and that of course means that the birds that eat those insects and the fish will be more healthy and more plentiful the longer this lasts. So sulcan rhain a shéidan do rinegin, Gurmahagav, be me chuver in a shachtan ile couple piece of call. It's my intention to do a bit of a concert during the week coming for my patron members. Gurmahagav.